Please welcome Michael Roth.
Wow. First of all, let me thank all the honorees for confirming that this is my favorite event. To see such powerful women and leaders and inspirations is just so exciting, and how lucky are we to be able to recognize that and celebrate it. The pressure is on me right now because I have to introduce Halle Berry. Do I need to introduce Halle Berry? She continues to break down barriers with her critically acclaimed diverse roles on screen, as well as her ongoing work to help victims of domestic violence and her work to help fight hunger. For her brilliant performance in Monsters Ball, and who can ever forget that? She won the Academy Award for Best Actress, was named Best Actress by the National Board of Review. She also won the Emmy, Golden Globe, SAG, and NAACP Image Award for her extraordinary performance in HBO's Introducing Dorothy Dandridge, which, I might add, she also produced. Her roles in James Bond and X-Men are box office gold and, frankly, quite entertaining. But she also gives back. She's an active supporter and chair member of the Genesee Center in Los Angeles, which assists victims of domestic violence. She partnered with the United Nations World Food Program to fight hunger. And she helped launch the Diabetes Awareness Campaign. And she supports a number of nonprofits with a focus on helping kids and women and fighting cancer. For all of these reasons, she's the perfect recipient of the Matrix Award. But I want to tell you a little bit about why she's even more so deserving. I met Halle last year at the Cannes Festival. IPG was presenting an event that was going to be a first in the 60-year history of the festival, a program that would be headlined by two women of color, one of whom was Halle, and I knew she would just be terrific. She is, after all, an Academy Award-winning actress. We both spent almost a week at that festival. Now, it may sound exotic and nice, but the festival is actually grueling. 10,000 ad women and crazy men clients and media partners all concentrated in a 5-block area, competing with each other for attention. And as our company worked with Halle that week, the two of us attended many dinners, panels, press interviews, and a Facebook Live event together. And I saw firsthand what it means to be an international celebrity. She was asked for selfie after selfie by strangers. The press shouted questions at her as she walked out of the green room. Her car was mobbed by photographers. And the Facebook Live event we did together was streamed and viewed by over 400,000 people. I can guarantee you not one of these viewers, however, even my own family, watched it because of me. But here's what I learned about Halle that's not in her bio. She's incredibly curious, with a strong desire to learn about new ideas and businesses and meet new people. She's funny, both easy to laugh, and a great storyteller who can make others laugh. She's hardworking, not just showing up early, but showing up prepared beyond belief for each meeting. She's insightful on a spiritual level, connecting ideas and people in a way that elevates the energy in any room. She's kind to everyone, from a fan on the street to the junior assistant that no one else noticed. And finally, and most important, she is a great mom. So I want to make this a call to action for all of us in this room, to take the example from Halle and make all of these amazing women and go out into the world, make change for the better, and be kind to each other along the way. If we help each other, we'll all achieve all the goals we set for ourselves today. It's truly an honor to be here today among such an impressive group to present this Matrix Award to a woman who has achieved so much while remaining kind and grounded. Halle, please come up.
Feel the thunder, lightning and the thunder.
Wow, this is a tough crowd to follow. I was pissed off when I heard I was last. But here I am. First, I want to say thank you to New York Women in Communication. I am so honored to be here, and I am so honored to be with all of these women that I am honestly happy to follow. Thank you so very much. And I want to say thank you to Michael over there. You know, I think in all the things you just said about me, for me, you've paid me one of the highest compliments, and one that I work hard toward achieving every day, and that's that of kindness. I have always known that beauty is only as it does. So thank you, Michael, but I think Mark Twain probably said it better. He said that kindness is the language that blind people see and deaf people hear. And kindness is not something that we're born with. It's a quality that we have to work very hard at. And I have to say, it's not always easy. But I always choose it. So, Michael, thank you. Now, when I thought about what I would talk about today, I thought I am going to talk primarily to the scholarship honorees, because I know what it was like to be young. Certainly not anymore. I remember what it was like to be young and have a dream, and wishing that somebody that I admired and respected would tell me how to do it, would give me some advice, and how valuable that was to me. And I know I'm right to speak about what I'm about to speak about, because when I got here today and I met the beautiful, smart, talented honorees, what do you think their question to me was? Halle, do you have any advice? And I said, yeah, stay tuned. I'm going to give it to you in that room. So here's what I say to you, ladies. That one word that I told you that I would tell you when I got up here, what I want to challenge all of you ladies to do as you set forth in your careers is to always follow your intuition. Hear it again. Follow your intuition, that gut, that answer that you get immediately when you're asked a question. But we as women, I know what we do. What we do is we hear that gut response, we get that tap, tap, and then what do? We go ask 5 of our friends. What do you think we should do? Do you think I'm doing the right thing? Do you think this will be a success? What happens if I fail? We immediately start to second guess ourselves, and we right away forego our own intuition, and we decide to rely on the intuition of others. Well, the problem is the intuition of others works for the others, but it doesn't work for you. Our intuition is our guide. That's our compass. That's our North Star that tells us the way to go in every circumstance. And I'll give you 2 examples that highlighted this for me in my career brilliantly. One, the award that Michael talked about, that historic now Academy Award, only happened because I dared to follow my intuition. That was a movie that required me to perform probably one of the most explicit sex scenes ever done. That's what they tell me. And when I read that script, being a young artist, I was scared to death. But I knew that this was a role that could change my life and help me reach that dream that I had longed for since I was a little girl, and that was to win an Academy Award. But guess what I did? I started to ask everybody around me, what do you think? What do you think? People told me things like, that could end your career. That could be the dumbest thing you could ever do. You're too good for that, Halle. You don't have to do that. So I sat with that information, everybody else's intuitive thoughts. I sat with that information, and I pondered and I pondered. And luckily for me, I found a way to get back in touch with my own gut, my own intuition, and I got that tap tap that said, girl, go get it. It's yours. Don't act out of fear. Don't act out of someone else's fear for you or someone else's limited thinking. Go do it. And I showed up every day with the knowing that I was making the right decision. Jump to, I got to be on that stage that night of the Academy Awards and have my name called. So that was great. Worked out. I thought, wow, follow my intuition. A year later, I followed my intuition again. And everybody around me said, girl, don't do it. It's going to be the death of you. It's going to end your career, blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what I did? I followed my intuition. And I did a movie called Catwoman. And it bombed miserably. But I assumed it because you know what? While it failed to most people, it wasn't a failure for me. Because guess what? I met so many interesting people that I wouldn't have met otherwise. I got to learn 2 forms of martial arts. And I got to learn what not to do. And learning what not to do is as important as learning what to do. And I got that gift. And I got a shitload of money that changed my life. So, I say that to say, scholarship honorees, following your intuition doesn't mean that you're always going to be successful or win the prize, but it means you are always going to learn the exact lesson or get the exact accolades or the exact check that you're supposed to get for yourself, and never compare that to anybody else. And I also want to say, while I have this mic, to say thank you to these wonderful ladies that helped bring Time's Up and the Me Too movement, because being an actress in my career, it has drastically affected the way that we do business now. So you ask, does it make a difference? That's what you asked me in the hallway. And I want you all to know it is making a difference, because now when I sit, and I'm producing 3 projects right now, and when I sit in these rooms with male executives, guess what? We used to have to fight men to say, you know, let's put a woman forth for the job. There's a great woman writer that can do it. I know there is. And we would get so much pushback. But today, the men who are really supporting women, and there are many of them, and I'm sure all of you men in this room, men are now saying, we do want the right person for the job, but if we're going to interview 8 people, let 4 be men and 4 be women. And I say thank you, because it is making a difference, and it is changing the way we are allowed to operate as women, at least I know in my profession. So, and with that, I'm just going to leave you with one more of my favorite quotes that I've always governed my life by, and that is, there is a voice that doesn't use words. Listen. Thank you.